This conference will now be recorded.
So we discussed about HTML images and hyperlinks, iframes, etc. And today we are going to be discussing about tables in HTML. Tables in HTML. Yeah. So in HTML, table creates with table tag. See, basically we know what is the table. This is the table basically. Table is collection of rows and columns. So this is a simple table, and this will be having some rows. Okay, I'll be having 3 rows here or 4 rows here, and I'll be having 3-4 columns here. Okay, this is basically a table. In HTML, table format should be like this. So completely table is a global level tag. Table tag is a global level tag. Okay, so inside the table tag, we are going to be taking a child tag like tr, table row, and inside the table row, we are going to be having columns, table data. TD nothing but table data. So table data is column. How many columns you want, you can take. Suppose I am going to be having 3 columns like this. So tr having td. Table is root level tag, tr is child level tag, and all tds are sub children for the tr. Okay, so let's understand how this table is going to be available. Okay, so table tag, for example, table is table, and table have tr, and inside tr td, td, td. Multiple tds which are going to be available for the tr. Okay, one more tr I am taking, and one more tr I am taking. Got my point? Got my point? So table is going to be having multiple trs, each and every tr having td tag. TD is table data. So this is which is not going to be having header part. Okay, there is another format, table with header. This is table without header. Table without header. Table without header. Now what I want to do is table with header. Table with header. So how we can able to work with the table with header? Table is going to be dividing into the 2 parts. One is the t head section, one is the t body section. And the t head contains with tr tag, and tr contains with the table heading th. And coming to the t body going to be having all the things. One second. And t body is going to be having a lot of things. T body is going to be having these things, trs and tds. Trs and tds. So this is table with header. Table with header, table dividing into 2 parts. One is the t head, one is the t body section. For example, this is our table tag, and this table tag is dividing into 2 parts. One is a t head section, one is a t body section. This is the t head section, this is the t body section. And t head section contains a root level tag like tr, and that tr going to be having th, not tds. Remember it. th, th, th. Only one tr, multiple th. Th nothing but table heading. And t body having multiple trs, and trs going to be having tds inside. This is tr, and inside tr we are going to be having td, 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 something like this. So this is going to be table with header. Table without header, table with header. Table without header.
This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so we'll be having table in HTML, and there are 2 types of tables. One is table without header, table with header. Now let's move to the Visual Studio Code. Our editor is Visual Studio Code. So please try to install Visual Studio Code before writing HTML code. So yesterday we are writing a lot of HTML files, and today I'm going to be taking a new HTML file. Create a new file now, and this will be saved as. So I'm going to be saving the file, save as. On top of desktop, I'm going to be saving the file into the folder Madhu class. And let me take the new folder and today date. So every day I'm going to be storing the files into the folders, and each and every day recordings are going to be uploading into the Google Drive. So if you have any queries with that, you can ping me and I will give you the response for that. Okay, 11 by 8. Today folder is 11 by 8, and this is the first program, table without header. Let me write the program, table without header. The name of the program is table without header .html. .html is compulsory. .html is compulsory. That is a format. Text format, txt, pdf extension, html.html extension. Okay, css files .css extension. Okay, I'm giving .html extension. Now HTML starts with what? HTML tag. HTML basically containing two tags. One is the header section, one is the body section. We know that head section and body section. This is the basic form of HTML or format of HTML. Head contained title, title tag, and this is a title for table without header. Now coming to the body, I just want to give some h1. H1 is what? Heading. H1 is what? Heading. I'm giving h2 now. So how many headings are there? H1 to h6, but I'm giving h2 here, and I'm writing some text for that. Table without header. Table head without header below. Okay, let me write some table now. Just try to understand. Okay, this is the table. This is the table. I'm giving the comment for that. Okay, let me write the table now. Table is opening with the table tag and closing with the table tag. And this table is going to be having multiple tr tags. Tr is table row. Okay, let me write this is tr tag. Tr tag for table row. I'm writing all the description for this tr tag for table row. I'm giving comment for that. Okay, what tr contains with? Tr contains with tds. Let's write multiple tds now. Td, first td, and let's copy the td. Select td, copy here, Control C, Control V, Control V. So I'm having three tds now. First td, second td, third td. First td, I'm giving serial number. Second td, employee name. Employee name. Third td, I'm giving salary. Salary per month. Okay, so this is my first tr. This is my first tr, which is going to be having all the headings. Now copy the complete tr. Copy the complete tr, paste that below. And serial number 1, employee name something like Rakesh, and salary per month 48,000. This is my first employee details. This is my first employee details. Okay, so how many employees you want, you can take it. I just want to have multiple employees now. I'm just going to be having multiple employees now, and just go with the 1. Let's go with the 2. Okay, this will be something like Madhuri, and Madhuri salary something like 39,000. And let me have one more thing, and here I'll be having 3, and here I will be having Saujanya, and salary will be 54,000. So let's run this application. How to run this application? Before run this application, save file. How to save file? How to save file? Just go to the file and save, or Control S. Right click on this, open in default browser. Right click on this, open in default browser. How you can get this extension? If you want to see this extension, first of all, for Visual Studio Code, you need to install one extension. What is the extension name? Open in default browser. Open in default browser extension, blue color one. This is need to be installed. If you don't have this extension, you can't able to see the option called open in default browser. Please, after installed Visual Studio Code, add one extension. Extensions are available in the fifth button, left side on the Visual Studio Code. Go to extensions button, search for open in default browser, click on install button. When you click on install button with internet, without internet it can't able to install. With internet, within 1 second or 2 seconds it is going to be installing for you. Once you have this extension, then only you can see the option. What is the option? Open in default browser option. Otherwise you can't able to see that. Got my point, everyone? Madhuri and Eti. And then right click on this, open in default browser. Your table is going to be there. Now you can see the table is available. But this is not look like good. Your table is not look like good, right? There is no table rows, there is no table columns with lines and all. So if you want to see the lines and all, I just want to give some attributes for the table. Just go to the table, give some attributes. Width of the table. Width is one attribute for the table. Width of the table should be single quotes or double quotes. Attribute name is width. An attribute value should be available in the single quotes or double quotes. Okay, I'm going to be taking the table 100% of the browser. So when I say 100%, your table should be occupied 100% space of the browser. So let me write the property 100% here. So what is 100% here? 100% is browser width. Browser width occupy 100%. I am specifying, hey table, please occupy 100% of the browser. 100% width of the browser. 100% is the browser width. That's it. So just try to remember this. So percentage mode is very, very important. And one more point, width is attribute. Width is attribute. Attribute nothing but, suppose you have a dog. Dog have a lot of attributes. Dog have name, dog have color, dog have price, and dog have breed, dog have gender. If you take a general item called dog is going to be having lot of attributes. At the same time, table is a component, HTML component. Even table also having multiple attributes. Width is one kind of attribute. So when I specify width, your table is going to be occupying 100% of the browser. Yes, your table got occupied 100% of the browser, but table is not going to be having some border. Let me take a border attribute now. Border should be with 2 pixel. Okay, let me give the 2 pixel border. Your complete table, which is going to be with 2 pixel border assigned with. See, what is the benefit of 100%? I will tell you now. So now your browser is occupied with laptop width. When you go for the tablet width, your table is perfectly adjusted. When you go for the mobile width, your table is perfectly adjusted. Can you see and observe? This is the mobile interface. This is the tablet interface. And this is the normal desktop interface. And this is the laptop interface. You go for any interface, your table is going to be properly fitting or adjusting. Your table is properly fitting and adjusting. Now you may ask a question, sir, what is the difference between the headings and data? So your headings and data both are look like same. So this is heading, this is heading, this is heading, and all this is data, and all this is data, and all this is data. So there is no difference between the heading and data. I just want to highlight the heading. See, whenever you're writing notes, in your notes you're drawing some table. When you draw the table, maybe you have to be go with the bolder headings or center aligned headings. See, whenever you just want to go with the bold and center alignment, I need to write a CSS. See, without CSS, I can't able to work out. So let me write another property called inline style CSS. Style is equal to text align center. Don't worry, CSS later we can understand. CSS later we can understand. Just try to observe that. And font weight, I'm giving the one more property, font weight, that should be bold. So when I'm giving text align center and font weight bold, and what you can able to see here is, oh, I'm giving for complete table. Don't give for complete table. Don't give for complete table. What you can do for font weight, I just want to go for text line center font weight. I want to go for first table row. Just cut this. Give for first row. Whatever the first row you have, for the first row you need to give the same thing. So TR style, which is going to be available with TR style, which is going to be available with text line center and font weight bold. Only for the first TR, I'm applying CSS. When you are applying CSS only for the first TR, now your first TR got highlighted. Now your first TR got highlighted. Can you see and observe? Serial number in the bold, employee name in the bold, and salary per month also bold, and the text line center. Center alignment also adjusted. And one more thing, table without header, I just want to make highlight. Yeah, for H2 also I can able to write some style sheet. So text line center. Okay, so text line center, and I just want to give some background color for that. Yeah, I'm just giving text line center for the H2. That is the style I'm applying for that, and I'm giving background color for that. Background color I want to go for black, and text color I want to go for white. Don't worry about CSS, later you can understand. Later you can understand CSS. Don't worry about the CSS. You try to observe the HTML content. I will explain CSS later. Now I'm just designing the table with good look and feel. My table without header, that header also highlighted with the black color, and your content will be in the white color. Okay, I want to make highlight of text row. TR also I need to highlight. First TR also I need to highlight. Then I can give the background color for that. Background color orange. Background color orange, and color will be white. Yeah, I can give the different kind of things. I can give different kind of CSS things, but don't worry about CSS. Later we can understand all this. Later we can understand all this. Okay, now you can see and observe. Your table look feel good. Your header is also good, and your table first row is also highlighted. I applied some CSS colors and background colors. Don't worry about CSS. Okay. One more time I'm telling. So this is not a class for CSS. This is the class for HTML. On top of the HTML, CSS will be applied. Styles will be applied. That should be coming later. Now this is the case of first case. What is the first case we are applying with? Table without header. This is already done. Table without header. This is already done. Now we'll move to the table with header concept. So when I move to the table with header concept, we are having two kind of sections. So one section is T head, one section is T body. T head section, T body section. Okay, let me take a new program. I'm taking a new program, table underscore with a header .html. Every file should be saved with .html format. Okay, let me take a table tag, and inside the table header section, and title for the program. Title for the program is table with header. Okay, let's move to the body part. Inside the body, just try to observe that I'm going to be taking the table tag first, but a table dividing into two sections. One is the T head section, one is a T body section. Okay, coming to the T head section. Okay, let me give the comment. This is the T head section. This is the complete table section. Table section. I'm just giving comments for each and every point. Inside the table section, I'm giving the T head section, and T body also comment. Okay, how to create a T head? First of all, create a TR. No, first you have to create a T head. T head. Inside a T head, TR. Inside a TR, let me go to the th. First th is serial number. Second th is something like student name. Now I'm taking students. And the third th, which is going to be something like marks. Okay, so this is about t head. Now let's try to implement t body section. For t body, what we are going to be having with t body having trs. First tr, which is going to be having td. Now the concept is same. Td is 1. First td is 1, and second td, student name something like Radhasri, and the third td, marks something like 985. Okay, I'm giving some marks here for the first student. Let me take the second student serial number 2. Okay, let's give the one by one. Okay, second student something like Saujanya. Okay, so marks is 955. Next, I'm going to be giving another student here, Madhuri. So marks something like 991. Okay, let's run this application. Open in default browser. Can you see this? Your table is going to be having bolder headings. Why? Because of th. Bolder headings. Why? Because of th. Okay, let's move to the table tag and write some more attributes. So important attributes I told you. One is the width attribute. Give the single quotes or double quotes. And the border attribute. The border is equal to something like 2. Now you see your table occupied full-fledged. Your table completely occupied with the full screen. And one more thing you got observed, without writing style sheet, serial number, student name, marks got in bold. At the same time, center aligned. Bold and center aligned. Automatically bold and center aligned came. Okay, let me go with the section. This is the body section, right? Okay. Let me give the heading. Heading table with header. So what are the header contains with t head and t body? Okay, this is my heading actually. So the heading got highlighted first. After that, your table will be there. Okay, I just want to make my heading in center of the screen. So there is a tag called center tag. What center tag can do? Your content will be aligned to center. Okay. So what is the output now? Your header will be in center of the screen. Okay, let's write some style sheet for the h2 also for your understanding purpose. I'm giving background color for that. Background color something like maroon. Background color maroon is there or not? Maroon. Okay, let's try. Maroon is available or not? Background color maroon, and color will be white. Maroon color is there or not? Maroon color name is there or not? Okay, maroon color is not there basically. Okay, something like maroon, spelling mistake. Okay, now you will be having maroon color background and font color white. One more thing, my table is 100% width, right? So I don't want 100% width. My table should be 80% width of the screen. My table will be 80% width of the screen. Now you can see your table is going to be having 80% of the screen. What I want to do is I just want to put all the content in center. Just close the center after the table. Now you will be having table in center of the screen. No, it is not coming, right? So then what I want to do is the center is not available here. Let's close this and keep it here. Keep it back. So where your center will be, center is going to be ended here. No. Center is going to be ended here after the H2. After the H2, center is going to be ending. Yes. Now you can see and observe your table in 80% occupied with the complete width of the browser, and your header got occupied full page of the screen. This is the way of writing table tags. This is the way of writing table tags. Table with header now. Table with header now.
This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, now let's have one more important concept in HTML. This concept is tags and types. Tags and types. What are the different kind of tags which are going to be available and types of the tags? The one kind of tag is the block level elements. Elements and types. Let me go with the elements and types. One is a block level elements. One is inline elements. Inline elements. Now try to understand what is a block level element, what is inline element. Let's write some definition for that. Let's write some definition for that. What is a block level element? An element which is going to be occupy full width of the page. Full width of the page is called block level element. Block level element. Okay, so what about inline element? Just reverse. An element which is not going to be occupy full width of the page is called inline element. An element which is not going to be occupy full width of the page is called inline element. Okay, so let's try to understand how these block level elements and inline elements are available with. Let's take diagram, and this is my web page. On top of the web page, what are the block level elements and what are the inline elements? Can you see and observe? I'm going to be taking one element. That element is occupying full width of the page, and there is another element that is also occupying full width of the page. These kind of elements are called block level elements. Now what about inline elements? An element which is not occupying full width of the page, based on content it is occupying, that is actually inline element. So all my blue color elements are inline elements, which is not occupying full width of the page. Based on the content it is adjusting. That is basically called inline element. Okay, in HTML there are some elements which are block level, there are some elements which are inline. So what are the block level elements, what are the inline elements, we will see. I just want to write down all the block level elements and inline elements for you. Block level element. This is block level element I'm trying to writing, and this is inline. This is block level, this is inline. Okay, let's take some program. Okay, I will save the diagram also, and this is the date 11, and this is the architecture, block and inline. Okay, I'll save the nodes also. This is the nodes I got saved with save as 11 nodes. Every day I will save the nodes, and every day I will save the programs, and I'll share with you. And come to the point, let's take the program. how block level elements and inline elements are available with. Okay, block and inline dot html. Let's take HTML again. So every time I'm taking HTML, no need to take HTML, head, body, all these things. You directly write a tag. Okay, I'm directly writing a tag called h1. Hello web development. Hello web development. I'm just writing something. Hello web development over there. Okay, so for this h1, I just want to write some style. Don't worry, without style, I can't able to understand this is occupying full width of the page or not. Okay, I'm just giving the style background color. Background color is going to be having background color should be something like brown, and the color will be white. Okay, so now you can see you want to run this application. First of all, okay, I'm running this application, but our content is very less. Our textual content is very less, but still the element is occupying full width of the page. Our content is very less, even though it is occupying full width of the page. So what is the kind of element? These kind of elements are actually called block level elements. Why? Because of it is blocking the complete page. The element content is very less. The element content is very less. Still it is occupying full width of the page. Still it is occupying full width of the page. That kind of elements are called block level elements. That kind of elements are called block level elements. Let's take a paragraph. Even though I'm taking a paragraph. So Srinivas, I'm taking a name. My name is Srinivas. I'm taking a paragraph Srinivas. I'm not taking big content for the paragraph, but I'm writing style sheet for that. Our style sheet background color of the paragraph will be this one, and the color of the paragraph will be white. Okay, now you can see your paragraph content is very less, but still it is okay. This white color is not looking good. Let me take red color. Now you can see your paragraph. You have the h1, you have the paragraph. h1 occupied full width of the page. Even paragraph also occupied full width of the page. Got my point? Your h1 occupied full width of the page. Your paragraph occupied full width of the page. So these two elements are actually block level elements. Let's take some hyperlinks. So we already know about hyperlinks. Ahref, something like Google. And here href, I'm not giving any link. And for this href also I'm giving some style. Style background color blue. And color of the element will be white. Now you can see I'm taking multiple elements. Okay, I'm taking 4 elements, 4 hyperlinks. But you can see, sir, these 4 hyperlinks are taking side by side. These 4 hyperlinks are taking side by side. Why? Because of anybody? What is the reason? Hyperlinks are taking side by side? This is first type. This is the one hyperlink. This is the one hyperlink. This is the one. This is the one. How many hyperlinks I'm giving? 1, 2, 3, 4. Hyperlinks are basically inline elements. Remember the point. Hyperlinks are inline elements. Your headings, your paragraphs are block level elements, but hyperlinks are inline elements. Hyperlinks are taking side by side. Based on your content, it is enlarging. Your content is just Google, occupying only for the Google. Your element occupying on the top of the browser space based on your text. One more point. Your element occupying space on top of the browser based on your text size. That's it. That is actually called inline element. Okay, let me take some more elements. After hyperlinks, I'm taking break. After hyperlink, image, img src. So we know how to take image, right? We know how to take images. Okay, let's take some image now. Images, HTML. I'm going to be taking some image for this. Okay, how to copy image? Okay. Now, yeah, let us have this image. Right click on this image, copy image address, paste inside SRC. Paste this inside SRC. I'm taking multiple images now. I'm taking multiple images. Control V, Control V. I'm taking 3 images over there. I'm taking 3 images over there. Now you can see images are going to be taking side by side, but image size is very big, too much. Image size is very big, too much. So what my requirement is, I just want to make adjustment image width and height sizes. Okay, let me take some size for this. Style sheet, IMG, width of the image only for 200 pixel, height of the image only for 200 pixel. Okay, now let's have 3 images are side by side. 3 images are side by side. Now images are basically inline elements. Images are basically inline elements, not block level elements. See, some of the elements are block level elements, some of the elements are inline elements. That is the point we have to understand. That is a major important point we have to understand. Okay, you try to work out all the elements and give the background color, then you can able to understand which is occupying full width of the page or not. Then verify which is block level element and which is inline element. Verify it. After the verification, you can able to understand what kind of element is block level and what kind of element is inline. Okay, so try to understand the things.